Hey, it's Ryan from Sites for Church. In this video, I want to talk to you about ministries and how to update ministries and how ministries and events and photos all work together. So this video is going to kind of cover the basics of all of that. I guess that if your church is anything like mine, it has a lot of subgroups, like a youth group, a senior citizens group, and that those groups are very active and do a lot of different things. And I wanted to create something that worked for that model that you see in small churches on up, of lots of ministries doing lots of different stuff. And one of the unique things about our websites are how tied in this idea of ministries is. It's really at the heart of the whole thing. If you look at here, this is one of the websites that we're working on now, kind of a riff off of our California theme. By the way, when you get a theme, it will be heavily customized to your liking, okay? This looks completely different than the California theme does on other sites. So anyways, on the homepage, you'll notice that there's featured ministries, okay? That's for a reason. We've got children's ministries, church-wide, classic Christians right here on the homepage. We also have ministry pages that can be accessed through this menu up here. And these ministry pages are kind of cool. So let's click on one to look at it. Let's look at this Max page here as an example. You'll notice that there's a header at the top of the page that gives some essential info about the group, about what makes the group tick, and then the leader of that ministry, their bio, their contact information, and then underneath there is some text. This is just super basic here, but not all of these pages have this. Sometimes you're not going to enter this information, and so sometimes there'll be a little bit less or a little bit more content. Here's another one, Mothers of Mattoon. You'll notice that we have a logo here, a custom photo up here, and then there's a little bit more information down here. All right, so that's another option that we have. And then if there happens to be photos, recent photos, or upcoming events, let's look at photos first. Here's Patch the Pirate. We recently had a Patch the Pirate thing, and we took some photos, and they're on our photos section. And so here we have some photos of Patch the Pirate, a nice little gallery that's incorporated there. And then let's see, one more thing. Children's ministries. Here we go. We have Vacation Bible School coming up, and that pertains to children's ministries. And so we have a calendar, sort of a little mini calendar here, tying in Vacation Bible School. And so what's the point? The point is that all of this is tied together, and the page is sophisticated enough to kind of adjust itself to what content you have there for the ministry. So this can be as powerful as you want it to be. This ministry page can be a full-on page that people can check back often to see if there's new things going on in that particular ministry. They can check back to see if there's photos, recent photos from that ministry or whatever. But they can also, if you don't have that stuff on there, the page will adjust itself so that that content isn't displayed, and what content you do have there looks good. All right, so let me show you how it works. I'm going to scoot over to Airtable here, and we're going to open the ministries base. And the ministries base there's a lot more to it than what's going on in the other bases. You'll notice that there's 4 tabs at the top. There are ministries, leaders, church events, and photos. Ministries, leaders, church events, and photos. Okay, really 3 of those, ministries, church events, and photos, could be their own thing. Okay. But they're together underneath ministries so that they can be tightly tied like we've seen so far, okay? So how do you add a ministry? It's really simple. You just click on the little button, just like anything else, work your way through the form, give the ministry a name, let us know if you want it to be published. Here's a couple other things here. Show on homepage, okay? I showed you how there is a homepage for the ministries that a feature for certain ministries. You can do up to three different ministries on your homepage, and this is a way to feature that, to decide which one of these you want to be featured. Exclude from menus. Sometimes you don't want, you might want a ministry to be a catch-all, like church-wide or children's ministry, and you don't necessarily want that to have its own page that people can access, but you want it there for organizational purposes. That's what this is for. Group, okay? This is just the particular group in your church this is for. So if this is a youth group, this would be for teenagers or students. If this is college and career, you could put college age or people in their 20s, or whatever you want to put in there. Description is a short blurb, just describe it in a tweet, okay? 140 characters or so, what your ministry is, what they stand for. Meeting time. You can put whatever you want in here. You can put third Thursday of the month, whatever. Meeting place. This gives you some options. You have the church library, the gym, area, various. But if you just start typing in here, let's say you meet on the church lawn, okay? And it's going to give you the option to add this as another thing, okay? Body content. This is where you'll put the most content on the page. If you have a lot of stuff to say about this, that's where it would go. It would go in Markdown. And then two other things here. Header image. If you remember, this picture right here is what we're calling a header image. It's not 100% necessary to have a header image, but I would say this: if you are going to feature this ministry on your homepage, it will look much better if you do put a header image in there. And then logo. Again, you don't have to have a logo. Here, we'll look at one that does have a logo here. Classic Christians. Okay, there's a logo there. Totally optional. It will look totally fine if you don't have a logo. It's just an option if you want to add one for your ministry. Okay, now underneath here, there's three things that you can link to. You can link to a leader, and then church events and photos. Most likely, you're probably not going to link to church events and photos from this thing here. Just leave those alone. Those would be added when you add events or added when you add photos. But leader is something that you're going to want to add, okay? And this exists just so that the reason why this is on its own tab is just so that you don't have to enter this information over and over and over again. If you have, like most churches, a couple people that are running lots of different things. And so we can just click this and we can choose the leader, and all of these leader type fields will be automatically populated. All right, so that's the basics of the ministry and adding the ministry content. In the next video, I'm going to show you about events, and then we'll talk about photos, and these are all sort of tied together.